Good morning.
Yo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Seniors, people standing, please sit in the amphitheater. You shouldn't be standing. All right, we got some exciting stuff going on today. Let's start break.
I'll be this loud. It's a lot of sports announcements today, so got your pom-poms ready. We're up first with boys soccer.
Hey everyone, it is working. So our game got canceled yesterday, so we have a scrimmage with Stevenson today at 3:30, so come out if you have time. Thank you.
Okay, so really exciting news. Girls soccer had a game on Wednesday against Trinity Christian High School.
Yeah, so we actually won 10-0.
Okay, so Sam and Isabella both had 3 goals. Alexa scored 2 goals. And Alessia scored 1. And Esme scored 1 too. So it was a really exciting game. We're really in the running to win the league this year. We have so many good players, so much talent, and we'd really support if y'all came to our home games. We like it when people are cheering for us. So if you have time, they are always at 3:30, and they usually last an hour and a half. But yeah, if you have time, come out and support. Yeah, it'll be a good season.
So more exciting lady sports out there. We've got amazing ladies talented on the field and also inside on the court. Here's an announcement from girls basketball.
Okay, so the girls basketball team had a game last week against Oakwood and yesterday against Saiba. And we won both, of course. I think yesterday we scored 20 and Myra did 15, which was amazing.
Okay, and then next week on Wednesday we have a home game against Pack Point at 5:30. So if you want to come please.
And guys have one at 7. It's late, I know, but I'm pretty sure they appreciate all your love. And you have nothing else to do, so come out.
You may have noticed that this is a 3-day weekend, and that's not just for nothing. So our resident expert on American history, Mr. Key, is here to give us a little info about why we have that 3-day weekend.
And before I talk about MLK, I have 2 other announcements. So you might have noticed that there is a tent on the Commons again, and we have put that tent up there through spring break, just in case it rains, and you have another space to go, especially for lunch. So feel free to use that. I know that there are, I think, 4 picnic tables in there now. So if you wanna get out of the weather, if the weather's bad, please use the tent. Yay! Yeah, you can clap for that. The other thing I wanted to announce is on January 24th, 25th, and 26th, we're going to have some important guests on campus. So we're going through, and I think I've mentioned this before, but probably a long time ago, so you don't remember. We're going through our accreditation process. So the California Association of Independent Schools that accredits all of the private schools, independent schools in California, they will be on campus during those 3 days. We started this process prior to the pandemic, and it was postponed. The faculty and the staff have written a 150-page report that these accreditors read, and then they come to campus for 3 days to really just assess our school. So they're going to be here, they'll be in your classes, they might stop and talk to you on campus. So it's 6 people that will be here on those days. So I'll talk a little bit more about it next week, but I just wanted you to have a heads up about that. It's really important for the school, as we always do, to sort of welcome these guests to the campus. So that'll be happening then. And then finally, as Mr. Daniel mentioned, on Monday we have a national holiday. We've been celebrating this holiday since 1986, and it honors Martin Luther King. So during Path today, we're celebrating the life and work of Martin Luther King Jr. And I think the goals today, among others, are to carefully reflect on King's use of nonviolent civil disobedience to advance the cause of freedom. I can't think of anything that's more important. I hope today that if you don't already know this about King, that you'll have a better understanding of his methods, peaceful protest, and his goals, expanding the civil and political rights of everyone by protecting the rights of those who had long been suppressed. I think it's more than just academic, more than just instructive. I think it's a foundation for us living up to our school's values. So nonviolence was not an end in itself for King, and I hope you learned that today, but rather a means to achieve social and political equality. As an act of courage, and I hope that we're trying to teach you, guide you to become courageous leaders. As an act of courage, King believed that nonviolent protest and civil disobedience was a way to illuminate and ultimately defeat injustice. The King Center, if you've never been there, it's a very cool place in Atlanta, states that the end result of nonviolence is redemption and reconciliation. I can't think of 2 more important values to embrace. Therefore, today's an opportunity for all of us to reflect on King's campaigns to end racial segregation and advance racial equality in an ongoing effort to protect liberty and promote justice. So with this in mind, I hope you have an engaging Path discussion today and appreciate why we honor King with a national holiday this coming Monday. So, have a great day.
Remember that nice moment when you got to reach over and tap somebody on the shoulder or hug a friend at last sophomore speech? Well, today there might be another opportunity to do that. Today's sophomore speech topic is particularly sensitive and touches on suicide. If that is a trigger for you or something that you know that you're gonna have an emotional response to, find somebody in the amphitheater that you feel comfortable being near and vulnerable with, or go up to the top and be near an adult if you think you might have some sensitivity to that topic. And we have to give some rad points to both of our students who came from Carmel High. Hopefully you've met Ben Lakin and Eleanor Johnson. They're awesome. And today Eleanor is giving her speech. Let's welcome her up.
Michael David Camilleri, a 17-year-old boy from Novi, Michigan. Soccer scholarships were offered to him left and right during his senior year of high school, and after months of debating, he settled on Stanford. He loved his friends and family with all of his heart, and always put them before himself. He had a loving girlfriend, and they adored each other. Michael was my cousin, and as a 6-year-old little girl, I looked up to him. I know I'm not supposed to have favorites, but he was most definitely my favorite cousin. He was the person I was most excited to see when I'd go to Michigan every summer and winter to visit my family. He was a straight A student and wanted to achieve much more. Or at least I thought he did. On November 12th, 2012, I received the worst news of my life. The person I loved with all my heart had died. I didn't understand it at first, but he had committed suicide. I had so many questions. Why would he do this? He seemed so happy. What was wrong? But why was the biggest question. As a 6-year-old little girl, everything was cupcakes and rainbows. Waking up, putting on the clothes my mom picked out for me to wear, going to school and playing with my friends for hours on end. going to Girl Scouts and selling cookies in my community, having dinner at my best friend's house. After Michael passed, I wasn't having as much fun at school, and I didn't want to interact with anyone. I realized that life wasn't all cupcakes and rainbows, and I missed my favorite cousin. This was the first big loss I had experienced, and all I wanted was for him to come back. I started to blame myself for his suicide. Why didn't I notice that anything was wrong? And if I had, I might have been able to stop him. It's a thought that has been going through my head for the past 9 years. It took me years to realize that there's nothing I could have done to stop him from committing suicide, but it is always a thought in the back of my head. As I got older, I felt guilty for so many things I couldn't control or even do because I was so little. I felt guilty for not attending his funeral. I felt guilty for not noticing that something was wrong. I felt guilty that I didn't hug him for just a little bit longer before I left the airport that summer. I could go on for hours. After Michael passed, going to Michigan hasn't been the same. We used to laugh, make cookies, play games, play out on the lake. And even though we still do those things, it's not the same. Not having Michael to play games with and not having him to comfort me when I was too scared to walk in the basement alone was heartbreaking to say the least. Everyone missed his smile that would light up the entire room. In 2012, I received a picture frame with a photo of Michael and me in it for Christmas. This shiny silver picture frame quickly became one of my most prized possessions. This was the last thing I had of Michael, besides the memories which have started to fade. Engraved on the picture frame is always on my mind, forever in my heart. This 8-word phrase helped me realize that he is gone forever. Even though Michael was gone, I still wanted to be just like him. Since he played soccer, I told my mom I wanted to play soccer as well, and I haven't stopped playing for 11 years. Michael has inspired me in so many ways, and I'm super grateful for him. I just wish he was here to see it. Thank you.
Thank you for that speech, Eleanor. I'm so honored to be on the same soccer team as you and watch you just be as good as you are. I don't know. Sorry. Martin Luther King. Oh, right. Let's remember why we are having this 3-day weekend to honor Martin Luther King. And go to bed.